Hi, I'm Béatrice, PhD. What used to be that time of the month is now this time of the month. Welcome to our community, a curated space for everyone going through perimenopause and menopause. A place where we can find support, good laughs, great tips on products, and lots of education on health. There's beauty in aging. Whatever beautiful means to you, this time of the month will help you find it and live it. The content expressed in this time of the month is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speakers. Sagit Vyner, welcome to this time of the month.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here. I see here on your bio some really interesting things. So you started your career part-time at Holt Renfrew in 1989 while attending university.
Yeah, while I was going to York University, I needed a part-time Christmas job to kind of pay the bills and get my boyfriend at the time a special Christmas gift. The boyfriend's gone, but the job remained.
And just for fun, do you know what song was super popular in 1989?
Oh, God. No.
Well, it's going to set the stage. Phil Collins. It was Another Day. Do you remember that song? Can you hear it in the background and get that vibe? So really fascinated by the fact that you were the first personal shopper, that title, like that function, in 1997 is when this sort of happened. So just tell us the story behind that.
I was working part-time at Holt's for many years while I went through university, and upon graduation I wanted to actually go into law, little sidetracked, but I decided to take a year off and do retail, earn a little money, save a little money before I went to law school. As I was doing that, I got promoted into management at Holt's, and I really, really loved it. I loved helping women, and I liked not only the fashion side of it, I liked the building of the relationships. So I moved up a little bit, and when it was time to go to law school, I kind of rethink, maybe I'll give myself another year, and that year turned into 32. 32, but in the interim, they were building a new location at the Yorkdale Mall, a bigger Holt's, and my manager approached me and she said, "Would you like to be a personal shopper?" And I said, "What's that?" Yeah. Just like everybody else.
No one else knew what
Nobody
that was.
knew what, including me. She said, basically, all you would do is help clients by appointment. And you have to think, back then, who was coming to a mall for an appointment of any sort? There wasn't even an optometrist in the mall. Like, no one was coming. A mall was something you did, dropping off, picking up kids from school. It was something like that. Not something that, so I was really a little bit nervous because I was getting married and I had a mortgage and I had all these bills coming up and I was nervous to take the leap. And she said, "Sagit, I so believe that you will make this position work for you that I will guarantee your income for a year and you just try it out. And if you don't like it, you can go back to management." And that's how it happened.
So she believed in you. She saw something in you. And
women helping women.
Women helping women. And another thing is you pursued a passion versus a particular job, right? You took a risk.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And for our viewers who don't know Holt Renfrew, that is a Canadian
high-end
luxury department store, if you will.
Correct.
What would be an equivalent in the US or the UK that you can think of?
I think it's probably between Saks and Barney's. In the UK, we actually have a sister company. Selfridges and Browns Thomas are our sister companies. They're all owned by the Westons.
All right. Yeah. And today's segment is really about one Gen X menopausal woman to another and how we can build each other up and talk about some of the things that can help us feel on the outside how we want, to feel on the inside or vice versa. All
exactly.
Right. So we're going to go over tips, but the first thing I wanted to do is let's bust a myth or a misconception. Because I had it and I figure if I have it, other people have it. So today I'm wearing...
Gorgeous.
Glamour.
Look at this stunner.
Yes. And
I think you have to do a twirl.
Let's give it a twirl.
How gorgeous.
I love this dress. And, when you buy, this is very formal.
Yes.
I bought this from you many years ago.
How many years ago?
Honestly, I can't, I think it was, my children were newborn. So 10, 12, something like that, many
Yes.
years ago. I came to you for a gala dress. It was my first time professional, starting to go to certain fundraisers, and I needed a dress. It's a big investment, even if your career allows it. You know, investment pieces are not something that you can just
Took the words out of my mouth.
throw around.
They're called investment pieces
Yes.
because you want to make an investment and have them, you know, have a long-term basis living in your closet for a long time. So that's why, especially when it's something that you're going to pull out of your closet once a year, maybe sometimes once every 2 years, it has to be a style that stands the test of time, that is classic, that flatters your body shape. Now, you're a very lucky woman that it still fits you perfectly. Not all of us have that.
I went through many years of not wearing it, full disclosure, but I kept it in my closet.
Smart woman.
So, going back to the myth, though, it's very scary because there's this conception that if I buy this dress, I can't wear it to 2 parties
Right.
in a row. Everybody's going to recognize, but really, is that a thing? Like, if Kate Middleton can wear the same dress everywhere, and she's the most watched one of in the world,
I agree.
Why do everyday women have that weird thing?
I feel like because we judge, we feel like everyone's going to be judging us when really no one's going to be judging us. Everyone's too busy thinking about their own self and their own insecurities and what they want to look like to worry about you wearing the same gorgeous dress twice in a row.
Yes.
I think as long as it's event appropriate, time of year appropriate, you know, if you have a few of them, you can mix it up so you're not doing it, you know, repetitively week after week or function after function. Throw a couple more in the mix, but if you're buying classic, then you just need a few.
So that's what
in
we'll
rotation.
launch into next, is building that capsule classic that you can build on.
Yes.
Sagit, one of your passions obviously is creating self-confidence through a polished and curated wardrobe.
That is correct.
Why is that? What's so special about that?
I think styling has less to do with dressing a body than it does to do with dressing a personality. I think that one of my favorite things to do is to see someone light up in the mirror. You know, they come in, they're nervous, they're anxious, they've got an occasion coming up, they don't know what to wear. It gives them the most anxiety. It's a little detail, but it's big for us. And as soon as they put something on and they look in the mirror and they go, that's great. I feel good. I feel slim. I feel tall. I feel, you know, this color is making me glow. That's what gives me my satisfaction.
So why don't we talk about how we can curate some basic pieces to make us feel confident?
Yeah, I think one of the anxieties women have is not having something to wear to a specific occasion. So I'm not saying this is all one needs in their wardrobe. I'm saying that if you have an assortment of items like this in your wardrobe, you will have something to wear to every occasion. Okay? So I'll start the way I start when someone comes in fresh. They're starting a wardrobe from scratch. They're starting to invest in themselves. They want to curate one for themselves. I always start, depending on, you know, you take in all the factors. What do you do? Your job. What's your lifestyle like? What do you do on the weekends? Do you travel a lot? You have to take all of that in and then curate a wardrobe specifically for that person's lifestyle. So we could start with a basic black suit. So I would consider this your canvas for your wardrobe. This is a black suit. It's my base color. It's the color I feel best in. But it could be navy for someone. It could be chocolate brown for someone else. Whatever works best for you. You want to start with 2 classic pieces, a classic blazer, a classic pant. You want this to live in your wardrobe for a very long time. They call it an investment piece because it's an investment.
Yes.
So when you are looking at a budget, if you have, let's just say, give a number, a $3,000 overall budget for this wardrobe, the majority of your budget is going to be spent on these 2 pieces.
Okay.
Because these are the 2 items that are going to stand the test of time. Another fantastic classic, which we always make reference to, is a great white shirt. You cannot go wrong with a crisp white shirt.
But it's so hard to find a white shirt and not feel like it's wearing you, which sounds weird.
Yeah, no, you have to find one that the proportions are right for your body. You have to also know how you're going to be wearing it. This white shirt, I want a little bit dressier, so I want it to have a very clean line. I'm going to pay a lot of attention to the collar, make sure it's crisp, it's starched, it's not flimsy, it can give a little dynamic edge. The cuff is also same kind of idea. Beautiful cotton, gorgeous quality, not see-through. It could stand on its own. leads us to a novelty blazer. In my case, I love plaid. I'm also a color gal. So this is my opportunity to inject a little color to the basics. So I'm going to look for something, because black is my base color, I'm going to look for something that has black in it. So I can then wear it back to the black trouser. So I pulled this beautiful plaid. It's got
gorgeous.
yellow, it's got pink, it's got black, oyster. So you can have a great time picking up on any of these colors, either underneath or in a pant or in a great loafer to, add a little spunk.
All right. What if plaid's not your thing?
You can also do floral.
So it's more about the pizzazz, or what did you call it?
It's your personality.
It's your personality blazer.
Whatever. Yes, it's a novelty blazer.
A novelty, okay.
That brings out your personality. If you like polka dots, if you like stripes, if you like floral, just something to add a little interest to your wardrobe, because, basic can also get boring. So you have to be able to switch it up on a dime.
Yeah.
Another way of switching it up and adding interest to your wardrobe is mixing patterns. And the key to mixing pattern is to take like colors and mix small pattern with big pattern. And that makes it work. Just like when you're doing cushions on a couch, or you're doing area rug in your house and you're making the stripes go with the floral, same kind of idea. Stick to the same color palette, do different scales.
So
and
this
that's just
yellow
little,
picking up off of this, it's beautiful.
And even has the purple in there, picking up on the trim. That's a little design kind of hack. Once I have these pieces, I also need a casual pant. Of course, you can do a jean. A jean works with all of this, but I also love to do a pant that's casual, that's not a denim. So a soft corduroy, right? So you could dress this up with a pump on the bottom, you could do it with a loafer, you could do it with a sneaker. It works back to both the black blazer and the plaid blazer, and even if you wanted to, just do it this way with a great
white
loafer.
sneakers or something.
Perfect.
One of the things I find is that we were locked up, right, for over 2 years.
Yes.
And many of us got comfy in our PJs, our whatever favorite loungewear. And now that we're coming out of it, thankfully, I find that I don't want to go back to the completely constricted, formal everything. But I'm now getting a bit tired. Like I need to elevate a bit.
Yeah, you almost need a hybrid wardrobe.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been asked for a lot since COVID. Since we've all kind of come out of COVID, we're not doing the 5-day work weeks. Luckily for us, a lot of people have been able to kind of navigate, do a couple of days from home or 1 day from home. So you want a hybrid wardrobe that you could, be on a Zoom meeting, also go into the office, also go to the grocery store, also pick up your kids from school. Because that is really our lives.
That's our life.
That's our life. You don't get dressed to do one thing.
No.
You get dressed for the day to do all of your things. And women, we have a lot of hats we wear, and we do a lot of things in one day. So we have to make sure what we put on that day will be easy to navigate through all of our positions in life.
Yes.
Hence that. I also think one of the best staples in every woman's wardrobe is a great jean jacket.
I would not have thought of that as a staple.
I think it is. Because to travel, fantastic. To dress down all of these looks, easy peasy. It's washable. You don't have to worry about dry clean. It's all year round. I did a dark denim because I myself like things a little dressier, so it gives a little bit of more of a sophistication, but you can do a faded denim if that's more your vibe. Fantastic. Goes on top of sundresses, goes with denim. You can do the Canadian tuxedo, is here to stay. So I think that's a fantastic piece.
It's a great piece.
And then I always feel like you have to have some novelty, interest basics. So here I have a leather. At this point, I like to throw in a couple of high-end novelty pieces that really amplify someone's personality. So in my case, I love a leather trouser. This one is pleated and very much the new silhouette of the season with the wider leg and the higher waistband, which shows off a waist very nicely. Also easy to do with running shoes, loafers, or you can even do it with a classic pump.
Beautiful.
Something like
and
that.
for those of us who are vegan, there's always...
vegan leather.
Yes.
Exactly. You can do it in satin, in velvet. This is just one of those things that you can, customize it to your own liking. And I always love a very special evening piece. Because at the
Yes.
beginning I told you, if you have these pieces, you can wear it to anywhere.
The classic day to night
Right,
transition.
day to night. So far we don't have anything that can do
Right.
cocktail. But in comes this little item. And now we can go to the cocktail party with our black
Yes.
suit.
Date night. Can we bring back date night? You know, I don't know about you, but we try. It's so hard when you've got kids, careers.
You have to make the effort. We
Yes.
have to put ourselves on our own list. Otherwise, no one's going to put ourselves on our
Yes.
own list. But this is beautiful. It's got all the detailing with the rhinestone and the gems. And this allows the black suit to be elevated and dressed up to the point to take it to a cocktail, even a black tie.
Nice. What would you wear under? Take us through some examples.
So if I was
from risque to non-risque, let's
Okay.
say. Yeah.
Well, you definitely need something under.
Yes.
So for the dressier look, I would do a bustier.
Okay.
And that would give a nice clean line underneath. But you can also take this vest and put it on top of your classic white shirt.
And the classic white shirt becomes
Even more interesting than it was a minute ago.
beautiful.
How pretty is that?
Fun. It's fun too.
And it gives a whole other look to your
Yes.
pieces. So there you have it. A capsule wardrobe that you can dress up and down and take you anywhere.
So, Sagit, can we talk about body types? Because while that's probably a lifelong struggle for most people, no matter what you look like, I think probably Angelina Jolie has an
Everybody.
insecurity, right?
Everybody.
About her body. I just find that they get amplified through midlife and menopause. So, what do we do about our insecurities?
It's a moving target. First of all, we
Yes.
all have insecurities. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've yet to have one person come in to see me to say, I love my body, just dress me.
Yes.
Yet to have one person. I always say to my husband as a joke, that's the day I'm going to retire. Okay? Because it's just not going to happen. So, you know, we always look at ourselves with such a critical eye.
We are critical.
I think we have to look at ourselves from an outside perspective. You have to look at yourself objectively. It's a little difficult, but you have to take the time. Instead of focusing on what you do not like about yourself, focus on what you like about yourself.
Can we stop for a second and repeat that for our viewers and our
Yes.
teen kids?
Yes.
Can we say it again?
You have to take a moment to look at yourself objectively. Focus on what you love about yourself. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to highlight the positive, just like the song, right? Accentuate the positive,
yes.
right? So you're going to accentuate the positive. And when the world sees you, they don't see you with all the insecurities and the magnifying glass that
No.
you see yourself. They see you as a whole. So if I love my skin color and I like the way it looks in bright colors, I'm going to do that because that's how I feel like I shine. If I love my shoulders,
Yes.
there's a lot of gorgeous off the shoulder tops, let's do that. If I love my legs, I'm going to bring that tension down. I'm going to do hemlines with a little novelty. So the eye automatically goes down and shows off my
That's
legs.
great advice.
Yeah.
So can we try to create some of that?
Yes. So
Okay.
if someone loves their waist, they will be very happy in 2022 and 2023 because it's all about the waistline
Yes.
in fashion. So you want to do a higher waisted trouser. So then you can do a fantastic belt to bring the attention right
To the
where you
waist.
want it. You're tucking in the
Yeah.
silhouette, you're showing off the waist. It helps to camouflage everything from waist down because it's a wide leg, but you're just focusing on this area. If someone likes their legs, I think you could stand up and model this, this
I like
idea.
My legs. They are
You do
short,
a-
but I love them.
Yeah, you
I have learned to love them.
stop saying they are short, but I love them. Just say I love
I
my
love
legs.
my legs.
And that's great. And that's empowering. And you've done a beautiful job in showcasing your legs today. That's the mood you were in today. Good for you.
Let's not forget, it's okay to love your bust.
Yes, it is. It's okay to love any part of you. And if that's the area that you want to showcase, you know, beautiful necklaces, anything that's
Yes.
going to draw the attention over here, that's okay too. Or your booty. Thank God for, you know, all these starlets who have made that.
So thankful that we've seen a lot of our
Yes.
influencers
Yes,
embrace.
embrace. And I think that's one thing to be said about last year and going forward this year, that a lot of body types, different body types have been put in the forefront. Not any longer are we looking in magazines and it's always the same waist or always the same body type.
It's about time.
Right. So it allows our children and the teens to look to social media and be able to actually relate to what they're seeing, which I think is, I don't know about you, I didn't have that growing up.
No. Again, we've talked, we're Gen X. I feel there's so many great things about our generation, you know, resilience, and I also think we had a lot of pressures. It was the Kate Mosses.
Right.
Wasn't it Kate Moss?
Right.
I feel like she was one of the ones that we just thought. And the other thing is cultural diversity as well.
Yes.
I am half Latin American, half French Canadian.
I'm Israeli, Middle
Eastern, beautiful. And it's so nice to see representation.
Yeah, we
right?
didn't have.
We didn't have
I
that.
definitely did not have someone that I aspired to as a fashion,
No.
you know, a fashion goddess, a starlet, or something that I thought that I could see myself in them.
Yeah.
I did not have that. And this generation at least has a vast array. It could still expand more and more, and it is doing so. Right?
I think
so to embrace.
There's hope for the future.
Yeah, there is. There is definitely.
We don't all have the same budget, and that's okay.
Yes, it is.
Is it possible to create this capsule or a capsule wardrobe on any budget?
Any budget. You can create a capsule like this on any budget. You just have to know what you're looking for, and you have to allocate your funds relative within the budget. So again, no matter what your budget is, this is going to be where you're going to sink your most money. And then accordingly down. But there's such a great selection in a lot of the H&M, the Zara, you know, Garage. A lot of the, you know, accessible stores have fantastic items. Shop the sales. If you shop smart and you shop during certain times of the year, you can maximize and really stretch your dollar and get a lot more bang for your buck. So definitely you can do this at any range.
So let's take me for an example, because I, again, growing up, admiring the runway blazer as a dress.
Yeah, I love this.
And always aspired to it, but my budget never allowed and still doesn't allow for that, you know, Saint Laurent. But I found this for $60.
Well done.
And I absolutely love it. And let's talk about what we can do with it from a high and low or luxury and less expensive perspective in terms of accessorizing.
So I think the key to this, because it's such a classic, is about the accessories. You can doll it up any which way that you want. So you can take the shoes, you could do something sparkly. If you're going to a cocktail party, you can change out the belt. You know that you can wear it without a belt. Let's see it without a belt.
And this, by the way, this is just a belt I grabbed at a local mall. So again, an example of it doesn't have to. No. I still treat every purchase though very carefully. I don't think that because it's less expensive that I should buy more. I always have that approach.
It's still, I always say, if it has real estate in your closet, then it has to be worth entrance, right? It has to be worth living in your closet. We all have very limited space, so if it's going to be a belt, whether it's $10 or $1,000, it has to earn its spot. It's got to be a piece that you know you're going to get mileage of, that you're going to get bang for your buck.
I also think that when we talk about sustainability, there's also more than one way to be sustainable, and just be judicious, right? And in the number of, you don't need many
So if you're spending a lot of money, it better live a long time in your wardrobe and then be handed down to the future generations to get the mileage. Okay, so this is a great belt.
I love this.
I love the pearl detail on the GG. This one is Gucci. You know, comes in, as you said, you can get it in high and low. I love the way the pearls just adds another pop of color, a little dimension. It breaks it up. Looks fantastic.
Not too tight? Like, is this where
you're showing off your waist perfectly. That's exactly right. But you can also do a fantastic colored belt. And for that matter, you could do a fantastic colored skinny belt. This one is by Sagit Vyner. Oh, we adjust it in the back. Hold on. There we go. And if I can do that on you.
Yeah.
Wow, we happen to be exactly the same size. I know whose wardrobe I'm going to.
I'm coming over to your house to borrow your stuff.
So how fantastic is that?
I love the pop
and
of
it just
color.
changes it up. The other thing you can do, which I don't know if you have thought of, is you can wear that jacket as a blazer. Wear the dress as a blazer.
As a blazer with, you mean jeans or pants?
Jeans, and if you want it to, if you feel like it's going to be overwhelming because it's a little longer and boxier, then keep everything else kind of closer to your body. So do a great, slim leg pant. Do a higher boot, maybe with a little bit of heel, so it gives you a little more real estate to work with.
That's great advice because I am more on the petite, short side, and so sometimes I had the misconception that if this is long, that's all I can wear because it's sort of draping.
The key is when you put something on, if you feel good, then it's appropriate.
So Sagit, what we have here on this mannequin is an outfit, a capsule outfit that I did get from you a while back when we started working together. And so what would you say to this outfit today?
Well, I think that the dress is still very current. I think the accessories can use a little freshening. Not that they can't be worn because they're still equally beautiful. It's just that you are done wearing it this way. So let's just find a way of changing it up.
All right.
So what I often like to do with a dress that comes with its own belt is the quickest way of changing it is getting rid of the belt that comes with it and adding a hard belt. Right? So in this case, I'm going to do a nice skinny belt, since that's one of the newest trends, to give this a nice little update. Oh, the mannequin's skinnier than me. Okay.
Yes, the mannequin world definitely needs updating,
less carbs,
and diversity and inclusivity.
That's right, that's right. Okay, we're going to imagine that fits her. Okay. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to take off the chunky necklace, although they are making a comeback. So hold on to it, but we're going to substitute it now with a daintier piece. And at this point, you can actually even layer a couple of dainty pieces. So I like to kind of play with it according to my mood and according to, where I'm going that day. Take a little extra time and maybe add a third little layer. So that already gives it a completely different feel.
Yes.
But I want to change it up a little bit more, right? Okay. We want a little bit more novelty.
And this is also, keep in mind, I was at the time working in a very, the healthcare world. It's a bit more conservative.
So we want to liven it up and give it a little bit of pizzazz.
Up.
So this is where our little novelty jacket comes in. So this is going to really bring it home because the oversized boyfriend style, which was not around 10 years ago, but is definitely a big look now. And you see how you can kind of pop the collar, give her a little attitude. And at this point, you could do a tight, a little booty. You don't have to you dress it conservatively with a pump. And there you go, totally different look.
Love it.
And if I wanted to make it casual, I could switch out the jacket and throw on my handy denim, which I told you was a staple in every woman's closet. I like this one because it could really be dressed up.
That's super fun.
So I don't know if you could see all the details, but it does have this little interesting sleeve that you can leave undone, and then it wears like a cape, which gives it a little bit of interest. See? And at that point, you could do it back to a sneaker, a loafer,
I would love it
sporty,
with a sneaker.
Sporty on bottom, even a combat boot with tights, give it a totally casual feel. I would eliminate this one piece just to pare it down a little bit.
Total transformation.
Yes, just
without
like that.
Wasting, and here we go.
Making our dollar stretch.
Let's talk about a different way of shopping. We've just gone through more of the traditional. Okay, so let's talk different.
Yeah, there's all sorts of ways of shopping. If traditional shopping doesn't work for you, you can do online shopping. You can also do thrifting, which is very, popular in the younger generation, which is fantastic. You can pick up some amazing pieces if you're thrifting. Always going to be unique. Always going to make your wardrobe differentiate you from the rest of the people. I walked into a thrift shop, no word of a lie, on Queen Street with my daughter. She dragged me in kicking and screaming because I shop for a living. Last thing I want to do on my day off
is shop.
Right, but I obviously want to bond with my 14-year-old, so I, went into the thrift shop. And she's looking through the rows of the $20 sweatshirts and loving life. And out of the corner of my eye, true story, I see the most fantastic Persian lamb 3/4 length coat. Fox collar,
Wow.
fox cuff, on the inside with the initials of the past owner on it, completely vintage, circa probably 1950, 1960.
I love those
For
pieces.
$60.
You bought it.
Oh.
Obviously. Yes.
I was so happy. My daughter's like, oh, so you like this experience?
And it must be a generational. I'm so happy that thrifting is.
Yeah.
And my daughter's 14 too. And we were just thrifting in Montreal.
Yes.
And you'll be surprised. And it's not necessarily about the brand that you're finding.
It's the hunt.
The hunt. And I find some of that quality.
Yes.
From.
Yes. It's the unique pieces.
Yes.
It's things that you won't find in a large retail store.
And it doesn't break the bank.
Right. And it doesn't break the bank.
What's another thing we can do? Obviously, local.
Local is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in supporting local. With everything, from produce to clothing to, when I go up north, I do accessories at little ma and pa shops. I love to support local. First of all, it gives back to your community that you're in, which is fantastic. That's a win-win. But it also gives you things that you would not necessarily see in a big box place.
And when you're local, you can create that relationship as well, right?
Correct.
Because it's part of your community. And by going there, you can create, maybe not in one shot a capsule, but sort of have a plan with your local.
Yes, or just keep throwing in the novelty pieces from the local place.
That's a great idea as well. Yeah. Okay, Sagit, I have a question from a community member.
Okay.
She is a very, very busy, like many of us, woman, and she wanted to know top recommended undergarments to make outfits look polished, but that don't feel like scuba gear. Can we talk about that?
Yes. So I know that it's a large industry. It's a billion-dollar industry that everyone's trying to capitalize on, the things that go underneath. But I am a big believer that if you're buying the correct silhouette to begin with, you really need a minimal amount of undergarments. I reserve my undergarments. I have lots. I'm not going to say I don't, but I reserve it for the special occasion dressing. For my everyday dressing, I'd like to think that if I'm buying things that fit my body properly, I can avoid that step. When we do need to wear them, look for something that's breathable.
Yes.
My biggest piece of advice that I give to my clients is, please, most women tend to buy a size down because they think they're going to look slimmer. Please don't do that. It ends up rolling, being uncomfortable. Then you get bloated. It exacerbates the issue.
Yes.
Don't do that. I do the opposite. I actually buy one size bigger because what you're trying to accomplish with an undergarment is not to look like a different body. It's to get rid of all the panty lines and slim out the shape. You can do that comfortably if you get one size bigger. And then it doesn't move, doesn't roll, doesn't bunch, doesn't gather.
Fabulous piece
Stays
of
where
advice.
it's supposed to. Yes.
And the last question I always like to ask my guests, because it's one that we all struggle with, defining our own standard of beauty and what beauty even means. So what makes you feel beautiful?
So I think that answer would change depending on what day you're asking me, what year it is, what month it is, what time of month it is. So, every day is a new day, and every day you're looking at yourself with fresh eyes, and you have to take a minute. I'm a big believer in taking a minute, tuning into yourself. What's going to make me happy today? I'm so busy running around for my kids and my husband, and my work, and I love my house, and I love cleaning, and I love all those kind of things that give me joy. But sometimes you have to do something that really is only about you, to feel like you're charging your own battery again, to recharge at the end of a long day, at the end of a long week, just to feel more that you're climbing back into your skin.
And what is that little thing you do only for you? Is there one example?
I have a very guilty pleasure. I love skincare.
Oh, do tell.
I love skincare. I love baths. I love masks. I like doing hair masks. I like really taking care of myself with my little beauty routine and just closing the bathroom door, having an hour, turning on some music, candle lights, really being in my own
fabulous.
space.
I think I might try that tonight.
I might too.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I believe there's two things you can never have too much of, and that is education and shoes. With Sagit, we talked about the importance of having things that represent our personality, things that are versatile and comfortable, and then things that we can dress up. So for me, what this means is a very affordable brand, 9 West, super fun. This reflects who I am as a person type of shoe. We have the quintessential white sneaker. It will never go out of style. You can definitely go to the groceries, just like with your girlfriends, you take these everywhere, okay? And then finally, these are the fabulous but mid-range price shoes that I wear when I want to don that Sasha Fierce personality from Beyonce and smash the patriarchy in the boardroom. So there you have it. We've got the fun personality, the versatile, a little bit of an investment piece, and finally that beautiful, perfect black heel that builds your confidence and your power.